Hey, this is Chase, and I've been doing some screenshots showing how to set up a Google Hangout, which is free on YouTube. It's fantastic to invite participants, and I think it's up to 9. And these people can all have their webcams on, and the Google Hangout will automatically detect who is speaking, and it'll show their webcam, or you can choose to click on the link down at the bottom. If you're the host, if you created the Hangout, you can specify whose webcam is being shown. Otherwise, it'll just default to who is ever speaking. Now, I'm the only one in this Hangout. So what a great way to share some information, share an update, and I'm the only one in this Hangout. So it's free, and you can get on. And if you don't want to turn on your webcam, you can immediately go to sharing your screen, as I've shown in the screenshot. You just click on share your screen, and then you'll pick, most likely, share your desktop, or you could choose a very specific application, maybe an Excel spreadsheet, maybe a Word document, maybe a Adobe PDF, or your entire desktop. Those are the options you have. And so you could just do a quick update with just yourself in this Hangout, like I'm doing, or you could invite up to 9 people, and they would all be shown at the bottom of this broadcast. And as they speak, the Hangout will automatically detect who is speaking, and it'll show their webcam, which is really cool. Or let's say you're doing some type of interview or some testimonial and you're speaking with a person, the host who created the Hangout can click on the icon. You'll see the word you, which is you, the host, and then let's say we have Bob. You'll see Bob listed down below, and you can click on Bob, and then his webcam will be the dominant webcam that's shown, and it'll pick up your voice as you're speaking with Bob, and it's really kind of cool. And that way, Bob is just the webcam that is shown. A little bit of practice. I don't know that I can explain every instance. It's in every example of what to do. The point is, get on, follow the screenshots that I've set up a free Google Hangout. You can not even tell anybody. You can just create a Hangout and test it and learn. That's completely free. And actually, you can go up to 8 hours. I would guess most of the time you're not even go over 20 minutes, but you can go up to 8 hours, amazingly. And I want you to know that once you go live and you are actually broadcasting, you click the Start Hangout button, as you will see in the screenshots. It's live, so people, your subscribers, your customers, your business partners who are maybe interested in viewing your Hangout can see it. As soon as you're broadcasting, they will be able to see it. There's about a 25-second delay from something you say to what they will hear and see. That's the only, there is a slight delay, so it's not perfectly live, but it's really darn close, okay? Once you choose the stop broadcast, and I'm going to take a screenshot right now so that I can demonstrate what happens, what you see when you are broadcasting. So let me do that real quick. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, now I got the screenshot. Okay, so you'll see that the stop broadcast, and again refer to the screenshot which I just took, that's when the broadcast is over. Now, after you hit stop broadcast, you can still communicate and chat or speak or your webcams are on with all your participants who actually came to the Hangout and had their webcams on. Now, there are going to be potentially hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of people that can see this Hangout after you recorded it, okay? They may not have the time when you are precisely doing your Hangout broadcast. They may not be able to make it. Well, the great thing is, it's completely recorded verbatim, every word, everything you've said, everything you shared on your desktop it's just all recorded. So it gives you the freedom to meet with some business partners, some customers, or whomever you want, and have a great content-rich interview, sharing screen, training, whatever. And then it's recorded. So you have the flexibility of doing it whenever it's convenient to you. Your viewers have the flexibility of seeing it live, or 10 minutes after you start. How many times have you've done a presentation and people walk into the room 10 minutes late? Well, they're never going to miss the beginning. Never. When they come on, they'll probably see the live broadcast where you are, but guess what? It's a YouTube video. They can back up and just start from the beginning. In fact, if they miss a point or they want to review something you just said, they go, wait a second, what did he just say? And they can back it up right there and then continue. And you might be live here, but they might be following just 3 to 5 minutes behind you, or they might just be live, okay, as you're doing it. Again, there's about a 25-second delay from what I say to when it's actually resent out by YouTube and the Google Hangouts, so people are watching and listening. About 20-25 seconds. The only challenge with that is if you're maybe on a Facebook group and people are asking questions, what you see and what they type, there'll be about a 25-second delay. So you might say something like, are there any questions? Well, then you would have to mentally remember, well, I need to wait about 30 seconds or more to see if there's any questions typed into that Facebook chat. That's just an example I'm trying to illustrate of the importance of understanding why the 25-second delay, what importance that has, okay? So practice, practice, practice. By the second, third time, you're going to have it down. It's not that complex. There seems to be a lot of options, and there are, but for the basics, your title bar, maybe who you are in a website is a good idea. The picture that you have associated with your, I think it's your YouTube, it might be your Google Plus photo, so you can see that right here. Whatever photo you have associated with that will appear there. You can upload other logos if you want, other pictures that's a little more advanced, but you'll see that back in the setup of the Hangout toolbox, there's a lot of options there. I just keep it simple, put my name and my website, and the photo that appears from either my Google Plus or my YouTube account. I'm not sure, but whatever picture you have there will most likely appear on your little title bar. And the color, you can see a little blue on the top of my title bar. That was just a color that was in the setup of the Hangout or the toolbox options, the Hangout toolbox, okay? Not a whole lot of complexity there. You'll get it, and once you get it to where you like it, you can actually save as a preset something that so you don't have to redo it every time. But it would take 30 seconds. It would take 10 seconds to type something out. It'll always remember your name, but you might want to have a different website or a catchphrase or some philosophy thing, live life to the best or whatever underneath your name. And then your webcam's going to pick up whatever whatever it sees, and you can modify that by checking on the right-hand side. Okay, it's going to be over here. When you're getting ready to broadcast, you can choose the enhanced or focus or black and white. In fact, you can actually change things, okay, as you go. So right now, I've chosen to go into black and white mode. Okay, so in the broadcast, in the final recording, it will have switched to black and white, which is pretty darn cool. Let's see here. Some of these other ones are a little wacky. Brighton looks kind of scary in this situation, but I do like the focus. Okay, and I showed that in the screenshot. The focus blurs out areas in the background that might be distracting and just allows it to focus on you. Okay, you can kind of position yourself so you're not in a blurry out part. Okay, so you want to stay in the kind of the central area of your webcam, so the rest of the background gets blurry. It's kind of a nice little effect. And then the only other thing is sharing your screen. When you click on that, as I'm doing right now, a little pop-up will appear that only you, the host, will see. And one of the very top left options is your desktop. Okay, so I'll choose that, although you could pick up, let's say, your browser or any other programs that you're running. For example, I'm running a calculator program. Let me just show you that you can switch over and just show a calculator. Okay, so now I'm just clicking on to start screen share, and I have my calculator app, and I can move that around and I can clear it out, and they're just going to, in the recording and live, they're just going to see whatever you type or whatever you're doing on that application. Okay, so 8 times 8 is 64. So if you wanted to show some calculations, you could. Okay, nothing else on your desktop is going to show until you go back to screen share and change and turn that off, which I'm going to do right now. So I'm back. Okay, now let me share. If I share my desktop, okay, it gets a little crazy, and I'll explain why. So obviously I have a lot of things, and I have a screenshot over here, and I've got a lot of things on my desktop. In this little window down here is where the Hangout is. It's my Google Chrome browser. So what I would really want to do is change the tab. Okay, in my browser, tab number 1 is the Google Hangout. So you just need to realize one of the tabs is most likely your Google Hangout, unless you're using a different browser. Okay, like you're using Firefox and Google Chrome. By the way, I do recommend Google Chrome because guess what? Google makes it, and it really works well, obviously, in the Hangout. So once you have desktop sharing going on, I would probably not be on the Google Hangout, but go to like Facebook or do a search on Google, do your training on a different tab. And again, practice is all you need to do. What you see on your screen is what they will see as well. Okay? When you're done, you can just come back and hover your mouse over the screen share, and just clicking it once will turn it off. And then you're back to your webcam view. Now, other people that are in the Hangout can also share their screen. Okay? Some people have a real mental meltdown in a way because they're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Just remember, you probably have a Google Hangout tab, and you might have a Google search or a Facebook tab. Once you start sharing your screen, go to the tab that you want to start sharing. Don't get all hung up with, oh my gosh, it's going off into infinity and replicating your view on forever. That's going to happen because you're broadcasting your desktop and your webcam is on there, and it just goes into infinity. Just switch it to a different tab and you'll be fine. Okay? And other people that are in the Hangout will say, yep, we see your screen, we see the second tab or the third tab, or we see your Google search screen or whatever. They can help you, especially in a testing environment. I would test this, which is free to test, and do a little testing before an important Hangout. But again, if it took you another 10 seconds to figure out what tab you're on, or if a viewer said, oh, we don't see the right tab or the right screen, no biggie. I mean, people understand, most likely, that you're doing a live training and no one has to be perfect. I think they'll understand that. Okay? So, I love Google Hangouts because it's so powerful and it's so customizable and it's all free. And you can get on with one person yourself, and as I'm doing right now, share some important information, and it's recorded forever as long as this video is not deleted on your account in YouTube. It'll be up forever. Now, I will share that there is a way to make it unlisted, okay? So what you would do is you would want to click on the bottom right, and I'll point over here because it's on my right, but in the view of this webcam, I'm pointing to my left. So grab the link, okay? Grab the YouTube page link. It'll say YouTube, youtu.be, and then an ID. That's your live and recorded link. If during the broadcast you copy that and put it into memory, all you have to do is click once inside the box. Just click once, it'll highlight blue. Google's really smart about this. They know they help you out. As soon as you click inside that box, it'll highlight the entire URL, which is the website, the YouTube website, which is your video. It'll highlight that for you. Then you can just right-click and choose copy. Now I'm going to take another screenshot real quick. Actually, I probably need to save this other one. You know what? Give me a second. Just be patient while I share some information. I got to type. Okay, I'll say this is the live look. We're broadcasting. Okay, and then I'll say, be sure to grab your link so that you can make the video or make the broadcast unlisted if needed afterwards. Okay, because some videos you may not want to have them publicly available where people can search for them on YouTube. You could do the live hangout and then grab your link. Okay, it's going to be in the bottom right. Click on links, highlight just click once inside the box. It'll highlight it in blue, then right click and copy it into memory. Maybe paste it into Notepad or paste it into a browser. Now, careful, it's a live video, so you might get the streaming video and you might hear yourself from like 5 minutes ago. So be careful if you hit the link in a new tab and hit enter, because it'll go to that video and start playing. If you're live broadcast, all of a sudden you've got another tab with the video of you talking about 5 minutes ago. That could be very confusing. So I might copy that YouTube link into memory and maybe into Notepad, or if you're on a Mac, into TextEdit, somewhere where you can save the link. And after the video, after the broadcast, after you click stop broadcast, and then you're going to click on the red phone to completely end everything. When you click on the red phone, YouTube will just figure out what icon it will use for the YouTube video. That's really all it needs to do. It's already a live video. You don't even have to wait. In fact, 25 seconds after you start it, it's live and people can watch it. They could watch the YouTube link if it's posted on YouTube, or I'm sorry, Facebook, let's say. Very popular way, of course, of letting people know about your live broadcast is to post after it's going your YouTube link onto Facebook. Say, hey, I'm live sharing blah 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 information about blah blah blah, and then people say, oh, I want to watch that. No matter when they come, they will see the entire broadcast. If they click on it while you're actually live, they'll zip up right to where you are live, about 25 seconds behind. So you'll just be going along, and they'll be right there. Now, they can always rewind because it's a YouTube video. They can pull that little dot back to the beginning and recover a point or a section or a portion of your broadcast that you covered earlier. Maybe they want to rewatch that. They can do that. They can back it up several times. Maybe you have a complex situation and you're explaining something complex. A new person can go back and watch it several times. Even while you're doing the rest of the Hangout, they might be back at an earlier portion. You're live here. Doesn't matter. It's so cool. So don't you wrap your head, oh my gosh, I can remember all this. No, you're just doing a Hangout. You're sharing great information. You're connecting with people on the Hangout. And you're just providing value and helpful insights to the people that are eventually going to come and watch this Hangout. And whether they're live watching you, 25 seconds behind you, or hours, days, weeks after you do the Hangout, they will get the whole value of the broadcast. Now, if it's public, okay, again, you'll check your links. Okay, if you don't do anything by editing the YouTube Hangout after it's basically been ended, you can grab the link and then just go back into your, play the link, and then you, the host, can edit it. There's a little pencil icon. Now, this might seem more complex. You don't have to do it seconds after you end the broadcast. You can wait hours, and you can go back into your YouTube account. You'll see the Hangout. You can click on Edit, and you can modify the description of the title, the description box, and the keywords or the tags. You can change it from public to unlisted. If it's got probably information that you may want to keep more private, then you post that link on Facebook or on your blog. It's still live or it's still recorded, and people can see your Hangout even if it's unlisted. They won't be able to search on it in YouTube, but if they go to your blog or to your Facebook link or your Facebook wall or your fan page or a Facebook group, and they see the link there, they can click on it and obviously go back and watch the whole thing. Okay, so many people, well, I use unlisted quite a bit. I will actually edit the video seconds, maybe within a minute after I'm finished. And it just allows me to keep some trainings more, not private, but just unlisted on YouTube. It's not the end of the world. Most of the times, you probably have great information that anyone can benefit from. But every so often, you might have an online business where you're talking about how to order products, the value of products, or this and that, and you may want to keep it more for your team. So you might want to grab the links, the direct YouTube link, and right after the Hangout is finished, paste that into your browser, and then go in and you can actually, there'll be a little pencil icon under the video, because YouTube is rendering the thumbnails that will represent your video. And if you want to, just immediately after you've ended the broadcast and even shut it down and everything is shut down, you can go back to the live link, the YouTube link, click on the pencil underneath it, and then edit it from public to unlisted. And that way you just keep maybe some training for your team a little more private. They can still access it on Facebook or on your blog, probably 100 other options too, but Facebook and your blog are probably some of the best ways to publicize your team broadcast training and that type of thing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save this one image, that screenshot. Okay, and I think I've done everything. And what I'm going to do now is take one more screenshot and just remind you that you would hang up or stop the broadcast. At the bottom of the screen, there's a red button. So let's say you've gone 10 minutes. You hit the stop broadcast button. I'm going to take a screenshot right now. And what I want to do is do a entire screenshot. So now I can edit that. And then, so you click stop broadcast. And that's, let's say, a 10-minute video that you've done. It'll be a 10-minute video. Now, after you hit stop broadcast, it doesn't really stop your webcam. So you can say, hey, thanks to everyone on your team or whoever came on the Hangout. Hey, that was great. You guys provided great information, or I was glad to help you guys out, whatever. You're still talking and your webcam is still working. It's only until you hit the red phone icon at the top that it completely ends. The video is stopped, but the red phone will completely turn off your webcam and everything will be off and you're done. Okay, so you might go 14 minutes in total, but the first 10 minutes was recorded, and a few minutes at the end or at the beginning, doesn't matter. You can communicate with your team, cover some topics or questions and answers before you start the recording. Okay, so that might be complex for some of you, but do this a couple times. You're like, oh my gosh, yeah, that was so easy, Chase. I don't even worry about the extra time after or before. It was just great connecting with people and chatting with them all over the world, potentially, on this Google Hangout. And I think the most important thing is when you have your little, the person with the plus, is you can invite people. When you get that, you can invite them even during the live broadcast. Someone didn't, they got on, they couldn't get on, they Facebook messaged, oh, I'm late. You can still click on that and then re-invite them, give them that direct link to share. It's going to be a plus.google.com Hangouts with a big long number at that. And that will get them into your Hangout. If they're like 10 minutes late, they didn't get the link or whatever, you can always go up to the invite people. It's going to be at the top of your menu, and you got to move your mouse over the video for it to show. If you're not moving your mouse and you're like, where is it? You have to move your mouse over the Hangout video, and then the menu will appear. It's a nice thing that the Google Hangout does, because it's nice to get rid of that menu so that when you're watching the Hangout, you're not distracted with all these icons all over the screen. So you can just focus in on the Hangout. Okay? So I think the only thing, as I've said before, practice, practice, practice. I've given you the screenshots to do this, I believe, pretty easily, especially if you do it a couple times. The first time might be a little rough. That's okay. You're not going to blow anything up. You're not going to hurt anything. No one's going to die if you don't do it quite exactly right. Okay? The second or third time, you're going to be a master of it. Keep coming back to my blog or connect with me on Facebook, and I'll be doing more advanced stuff. But the only more advanced stuff is controlling the volume of individual people and turning off or turning their webcams on and off. But most of the time, they're going to have, it's so much automatic. Google has done a fantastic job, and YouTube. And if you're having problems, just use Google Chrome, because guess what? Google makes that. So the browser is going to work the best for a Google Hangout and or watching on YouTube. So with that, I hope this has helped. I hope you're encouraged. I hope you use the Google Hangout and help other people with so many things by broadcasting and giving them great information. So probably said it enough. I think you get it. Connect with me if you have a specific question, and I'll help you as best as I can, and hope that this has helped you. So have a fantastic day, and maybe we'll meet on a Google Hangout, and I look forward to that if we do. Take care for now.